session. Uh, there you go. All right. So we have a very small, intimate group here today, and it was done intentionally so that if you had any questions, you can unmute yourself and we can try to have a conversation. So my intention is to um, have you guys um, hopefully learn a couple of things from our website, some tools, some resources, some hidden gems that are there here. So those of you who are not logged in here or haven't been there, you want to, this is bestagency.com. And you go to the advisor login. If you're logged in already, if you haven't, you just click here to register. Once you're registered, we will have you activated onto the site. One more second, couple more people joining us really quickly. There we go. All right. So once you're here, you're registered, you're looking to go, your first page should be the welcome page. It should have either your first and your last name, your first name, or maybe some other nickname that you put down when you registered on the website. Yes, we do life insurance and we do annuities. We also do long-term care as well as disability insurance. The annuity section, it's still relatively new to the office. It has a bunch of information here for you, some resources. The rates, because they're ever changing, just give us a call. If you have any questions on whether you're doing a fixed indexed or a MIGA contract, give us a call rather, because the rates are ever changing. But you have some resources here, some of the carriers that we work with, and some training sections where you can go to, for that section. But as I'm sure you're all here, the life section here is where our specialty lies. Best Agency has been in business for over 3 decades, and with that, we've been able to establish ourselves as a leading BGA in the insurance space, life insurance space. We are a partner of Libra Insurance Partners, and what that means to you as an advisor, as an agent who works with us, is the name Libra, when it comes to the insurance companies, holds a lot of weight. We're able to get offers, our relationships with the carriers, the underwriters, and all the higher ups are par none, a bar none. They're top notch, and we definitely go above and beyond for our advisors and getting them the rates that they need. So, with that being said, really quick, we'll go over a couple of these sections here that has some hidden gems that I'm not sure you're aware of. On the client's needs, we have a whole bunch of information, a needs analysis calculator. This is an old time Voya calculator here. If you click on that, we have the different calculators for the different carriers. This is more for financial needs analysis in determining how much insurance an insurance client needs. If you click on the policy review information, this information here leads to different marketing materials, some prospecting email templates that you can use to maybe go over and do a policy review. We have a fact finder here for yourself, and some different information on different types of insurance, whether it's employer owned or trust owned life insurance. We have different email templates that you can use. All of this is available for you to use, and it is free to you, the agent here. Under field underwriting analysis here, I have a couple of different things, but these are a couple of my favorites. The carrier workflows, when you click on it, it's going to tell you, and you can filter this by carrier. How do you submit? What submission type? Whether it's a paper, an e-app, a drop ticket. Whether they offer accelerated, simplified, so forth and so on. And you can definitely go down these sheets and say, okay, I want to look at Pacific Life. I'm going to look at them and see what's going on, the different processes that we offer, and so forth and so on. My favorite is the IntelliSheets, and we have a couple of different IntelliSheets. In field underwriting, these IntelliSheets, you can go by and you can look at contracting, conversion opportunities, who offers a drop ticket, who does an e-signature. And okay, that's on the operation. Let's go to underwriting. Underwriting, we have accelerated underwriting, who is good for aviation. My favorite now lately is marijuana. So if you look at the marijuana and you look at the view sections, it's going to give you what you can, how much marijuana you can use, and what the rating might be. And it has it for virtually every carrier that we work with. Cincinnati Life, Corebridge, AIG, Hancock, and with Banner up to 8 times per month, you possibly can get standard plus non-tobacco. And all of that information is there for you. If you had a question, who has a table shave program? You can click on that, and that will give you some updated information. Okay. Corebridge, they have a table 3 or better. Hancock doesn't offer one. Lincoln Financial has a table 3 or better. So different, and this stuff is updated. See, the last time this was updated was in July 7th. Here, so this is probably one of my favorites. Tools, and I always use it whenever someone calls with a different scenario. Quotes, I'm sure everyone knows how to do quotes, but we'll do a couple of really easy stuff to do here. The Vive is a platform that we use for accelerated underwriting. And of course, we have Final Expense, WinFlex Web, X-Ray, which is a field underwriting program where if you have a height weight situation, you can plug that information in, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But Vive is something I wanted to discuss because if you're a P&C agency, Vive is a program where once you register, and if you have a P&C agency, you can go to this client portal. And if you click on that and you learn more on it, it's going to tell you that this portal is created just for you, and you can, I guess, white paper is the term. You can put your logo, you can put your name, your phone numbers, what have you, and you can post this link that you'll get. They'll share a link with your information only for you. You can put it on your website if you have it, or you can use it on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, or whatever, Instagram, whatever you're using to market your services. You could share this link and have the opportunity for clients to go in and do a quote and apply themselves. With that said, really quick, the quotes here are very, very similar to what we would do here. Let's see, let's start an order here, and we'll just do a really quick tester, and mail, and in the state of Florida. So you can just see how the Vive works. Replacement, no. Purpose of coverage, personal. And we want to look at 500,000, 20-year term. Preferred non-tobacco. And no other riders on it. The Vive is going to take, we have about 8 carriers that are on the Vive system. Any carrier that is on the Vive system has agreed to try to do as much accelerated underwriting as possible. What that means to you is there should be a larger portion of cases that are not requiring blood and urine. They may require an APS, but blood and urine should not be a major requirement. Now it can be, there's no guarantee of it. But a large majority of the time, you're going to see cases go in and out rather quickly. I had one agent who submitted a case at, I think it was like 10 or 10:30 in the morning, and by 3 p.m. in the afternoon, the case was literally in force. I couldn't believe it. It was probably 1 in a million, but that is the case. I had another case, an agent put in with a carrier. It took about 5 days but most of the delay was on the client's portion of completing the e-application. Once the e-application was completed, it was about 48 hours to approval and policy issue. And one was a 58-year-old looking for $500,000, completely non-med, no blood, no urine. So again, it doesn't happen on every single case, but it does happen, and every carrier here is committed to try and do as much accelerated underwriting as possible. Here's what I like about the Vive quoting system. You have all the carriers that are involved: Prudential, Principal, Lincoln, PAC, AIG, Corebridge, Protective, Lincoln, Hancock, Protective, and Cincinnati. They're here by a score. These scores are, I guess you can kind of think of it as a Rotten Tomatoes score. The Rotten Tomato score, from 5 stars of a movie to whatever 2 stars. This score here is going to tell you about product features, the probability of accelerated underwriting, the speed and process of it. The higher the score, the better it may be for the client. The lower the score, probably not as good for that particular situation. Another thing that comes into play here is the carrier's convertibility. A carrier might have a lower score, you can see here, because the conversion may not be as good as some of the others. So let's just see, Banner, we know we have some issues there with convertibility with Banner. Financial strength is good. Conversion, a little lower on the strength table, product and features, accelerated underwriting, probability, speed, and process. So very, very cool. You can price it. If you click here, you can go from lowest to highest. But initially, it's always going to be done by Vive score. And again, maybe a client was willing to pay a little bit more for a product that is going to be accelerated underwritten. And if you click here and you go to next, every carrier, this information that you're putting here is the same. There's no difference. So if you're putting this information in and you're going through this application process, when you get to the end, you can either share the order if you're taking this information over the phone, and it can be texted or emailed to the client for acceptance and for the beginning of the process. Or if you have everything there and you're ready to submit, you can hit continue, and you will be able to submit the application directly to the carrier. This also, Vive here, once you have a bunch of carriers here, you can have your case status here, and don't want to give too much information out here, but you can also get case status here and see what's going on with the carrier and the case. It is real time. There may be 30-minute delay between what happens and what's posted on the site. I'm sure everyone's familiar. We'll go to the regular term quoting engine. This should be a really simple, maybe hopefully 5 minutes or less here. But if we do another 51-year-old, 500,000, this is just another platform for you to use that we offer for our agents. So here you have the John Hancock, Banner, Symetra. If you switch that on monthly, the products will adjust if there's a difference in the monthly modal factor. If you hit apply, you can go straight into get a paper form. I would say about 80% of our business is all digital, whether it's a drop ticket or if you go here on the Hancock, you can do an e-application. Let's just go. So once you only need one login on the website. Once you do the login, you are pretty much into everything that we offer here. Any information you put in, let's just do workshop. I can't type today. Tester. Three. And hit select. Very simply, everything you see on the left-hand side, very limited information. You go through it, whatever is highlighted yellow, you must have. If it's not highlighted yellow, you can leave it alone. Producer information, some things are highlighted already or left alone. Just make sure you have your first name, your last name, producer code if you know it. If you don't, you can call the office, but make sure your social is there. The coverage information, make sure that's correct, make sure that's what's needed. On the proposed insured, it's really important whether you're using the Vive system or you're using the iGo system. Make sure the names, date of birth, and the social security numbers are correct. If they are not correct, when the applicant gets the e-application and they try to log in and it's not correct, they're going to run into an error. They're going to get upset. They're going to call you. You're going to get upset. You're going to call us. And we're going to have that application resubmitted with the correct information. That information needs to be correct, or for security purposes, the client will not be able to move forward or even log in to it. Once you have all this, you're going to have these green check marks. If you do not have all green check marks, you cannot continue. Once you have all green check marks, there will be a box here in this section here for validating and lock. To validate and lock, if you can't, if you're going to get this message here that you're not in good order, please return to the screens with the red to complete. Once you validate and lock, there'll be another button down here that says submit. Once you are submitted, when you go to your cases here, you're going to be able to see status, submitted, completed, what have you. Okay. Once it's in here and it's submitted to the carrier, you no longer have to come back to this section because all your case status is going to be done via the agent management system, emails. You can call the office at any time, no problem there. Life tools, product search. Once again, this is pretty cool. Again, the IntelliSheets here, we'll go back just really quick to, as you can see, when it comes to operations, 1035 procedures. Let me see what this says. This is an interesting one. Let's see. So it gives you some information on some of the carriers here. Policy dating, how the carriers will do it. Chargebacks seems to be important lately with a lot of individuals. So it's just a lot of term conversion, what products are convertible to, what carriers have rolling targets. So it's a lot of information. And again, this information is updated very often to try to keep it as current as possible. Here, again, you can grab your paper applications here. You can go straight to the iGo section if you know what you're doing as far as the product that you sold. So you don't have to rerun the quote. You can just do it right from here. Case status. If you click here, you can access case status. It will take you right. And what's interesting about this is actually a look into what our system has. I haven't written a case in quite some time, so you're not going to see any cases here. But if I had cases here, you can click on it and you can see the current status. There will be a button to email. You can email directly to our new business department with any questions, concerns, or maybe even replying to an underwriting requirement that you've seen. And all of that is done through the dashboard. And you can always see here, this will host your pending cases, your active cases, and it does go back pretty darn close to the 3 decades we've been in business, as long as we've been using the iPipeline system. Some carriers offer e-delivery. The carriers that offer e-delivery and are using iPipeline, this is an area you can go for e-delivery. Carrier provided. This will take you directly to the carrier's websites, where you'll have your user ID and password to get that taken care of. If you're a new agent with us, this is important to do. You don't have to do it now, but this will be important at some point. If you click on the licensing and contracting, you'll be able to do all your contracting online. Once the first time you're going to that section there, it's going to ask you, I believe it's going to ask you for date of birth and the last 6 of your social security number. This system is tied into Nipper. So you can see all the information here that would be your information. Because we have single sign-on technology, it's all confidential. You do not have to worry about any of that information going out. Once you have this set up here, and you can go through the different sections here to make sure everything is up to date. You want to make sure your bank information for your direct deposit of commissions is up to date. You know, make sure that's not going into a wrong account. Your E&O is up to date. Your training for AML. If you're doing annuity training, product specific training. If you're doing long-term care, if your state requires long-term care, 8-hour training or continuing education for long-term care. Want to make sure that's up to date. Again, these are tied to the different systems: LIMRA, Reg CE, Web CE, Quest CE. So we can monitor that and kind of help guide you through all that information here. But what's important here is the request. Once you have it signed on and all this information is good, when you go to the request page, if you know you are writing a piece of business, you can create a request. That will let my office know that John Smith has reviewed and looked, and the contract is ready to be submitted for, let's just say, protective. You put in protective, and it'll have this information here, and you can request a new contract. Okay. If you are in this system and you have a bank change, you can come into the carriers you work with and you can do a payment information change. So all of this is here for your use and to hopefully make your life a little easier. We all know technology sometimes can, sorry about that. Technology can sometimes be a little difficult to deal with, but it's there to make your life easier. We have here in the quotes, final expense engine. We're attached to WinFlex Web. And all this information is available to you. We have industry news here. Here's what it's important is the resources page. Let's see, resources page. We'll touch on this for a little bit here. The resources page, you have all this information to the carrier microsites, all this information here. If you go, let's just say to go to Corebridge AIG, will take you to their microsite. Their microsite has a bunch of information on their products, prospecting, underwriting, and all that information is there for you. And we have these carriers here. We have an advanced sales section here. You can go into LTC benefits versus chronic illness, 1035 exchanges, beneficiary designations, gifting, what have you. I am currently working on, and we'll be putting this up there soon, foreign national underwriting for foreign nationals, high net worth, and so forth. That's going to be included into this page. And hopefully in the coming weeks, I'll have that completed, but I am working on that. Any webinar that we do, any workshop we do will be posted here on the webinars page. You do have some tutorials about iPipeline, the IGO, and even the SureLC, which is the contractings we were just in here. So you can always view those if you need it. Best Agency, you can click on these and it will take you to our YouTube page where we host our training sessions. This went a little longer than I expected. I do apologize, but I do want to open this up to any questions. If you have any questions, please open it up. It's a very small group. Just I just ask that polite to everyone else and one person at a time. Does anyone have any questions? Either I put everyone to sleep or I did a good job. One or the other. Was there anything you guys wanted to see specifically on the site? If you had questions regarding anything, there's a chat box if you do not have access to a microphone that you can put in there, and we'll be more than happy to read that. But is there anything specific that you wanted to review and or speak about? Perfect. So it looks like hopefully I did a good job, or everyone is knocked out a mid-afternoon nap. With that said, if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to go over this personally. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to schedule some time with you in the future to maybe do a one-on-one training, or if you're having trouble with an application or a technology platform that we're using. With that said, thank you very much. I appreciate the time. If you have any questions, please reach out to your best agency marketer or your new business person here at the office. We look forward to working with you. Once again, thank you very much, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you, Luis.
Thank you. Thank you.